Hey folks, well we're back. Well, sort of anyway. No projects going on, but some news. So I just wanted to go over. I've got now two factory fives, as for the followers that probably already know that. But if you don't, I've got two. One's the XTF truck, and that is just now a year old. So I wanted to do a review of that, and I've got a Daytona Gen 3 Coupe. That was another beta car that is 7 years old now, and I wanted to just kind of review those two vastly different kits, and just real quick. Not going to make a whole hour show out of this because it wouldn't make any sense, but also to share that next week is Ford Fest, and we're gonna tow the Gen 3 Coupe with the XTF truck up to Ford Fest up in Bowling Green. It's only a few hours from my house. Haven't done the event before. Was wanting to do both the truck and the car, but maybe next year. I think this year I'm just going to do the car and just get a feel for the event, and then maybe next year go ahead and enter in both classes. But let me just, we'll start with the Gen 3 Coupe. Again, 7 years old. Let me flip this around. So there it is. I just got done nut and bolting it for the event. I've still got to take, all the extra stuff out of there. There's the speaker box, ammo can, and all of that. And then I've got to take I'll probably keep the flag in there, dump the hat, and then I'll just put that stuff in the car or in the truck. Anyway, the event that I'm going to do, it's Ford Fest. I guess it's called the Grand Champion. So we're going to do autocross, 3 S's, and then the quarter mile. I've not taken the coupe down the quarter mile yet. I didn't have enough safety gear in my mind to go do that. So I've bought a little bit of safety gear, Hans device, got my new helmet for the autocross anyway. Replaced all the seat belts, and then it just got done nut and bolting it. And I did lower the car about a 1/4 inch, for the event. So let me flip this back around. So 7 years in, I have done a few upgrades along the way. Most recently was this, was it the quick latch? Replaced the plastic one. It works very well. Keeps a little bit more pressure on the glass, so it doesn't rattle. Let's see. The only other thing I've got prepped so far, I've got my tire pyrometer, digital air gauge for the autocross. Nothing really gets changed in here. I'm going to autocross and drag race with that shifter. This looks pretty much like it did from SEMA. I did add a couple things. I've got the front rear bias adjuster, and I've got my mount for my cell phone. Pretty much wearing pretty well. I've got just over 12,000 miles now. I just got done breaking in a new clutch. It finally went out at 7,000 miles. And before you ask which clutch I had a McLeod RST clutch, and that was a mistake on my part. I bought the organic clutch thinking, I won't need that much grip power, but it ended up, I guess I was just over the rated spec on that, and it lasted about 7 years. I did smoke the clutch once, being silly, and it wasn't much thereafter that I went ahead and had to replace the clutch. The rest of this looks pretty much the same. Couple few things in here. A lot of learning going on. I had to redo the whole intake side of the turbo system probably about 2 years ago now. It used to be very symmetrical, where I had 2 equal pipes that came in down here, came up, and I didn't have this long straight MAF run. I had a very short MAF run, and I was dealing with a lot of drivability issues. And when I say a lot, for me, that's probably not too much for others, but the idle was just, I could never get it in OEM like. And at talking to Wayne over at Very Cool Parts and my tuners, you know, we kind of collaborated a little bit and tried to find some place that I could put a very long 4-inch round tube MAF pipe, and that's kind of where it ended up. Kind of didn't turn out too bad. It's definitely more function than look, but I tried to at least keep it clean with the rest of the look of the car. So other than that, this is a bone stock 2016 Mustang motor. It had like 15,000 miles on it. I've got, like I said, about 12. I did take this valve cover off because I was trying to get some nice billet valve covers on there, but they didn't fit. But other than that, I've only put an intake on it and put an oil pan. So haven't changed the oil pump gears. Hopefully I just didn't jinx myself. But pretty much all stock. Yeah, there's I did put larger injectors in it, I think. Yeah, and then 96 pounders, but that's about it. Running right at 9 to 10 pounds. So we'll see how that works. The RXT clutch definitely grabs a lot more. Let's see what else. Let me go back on this side. The paint's holding up very well. Obviously it'll chip here or there, but I mean, it's driven all over the place. I did add some heat management right here. Added a little bit of air gap in there, and that helped. The turbo's sitting right there, so that definitely hits the foot box. And then I did add this fresh air duct, and it runs all the way to the front and into that NACA duct. And there's actually a vent blower on the back side of this. So it works okay. I wouldn't say it's like perfect. I think a 4-inch would have been better, but I only had room for 3. So anyway, so that's the coupe. I do have a little issue here with the frit. Finally, it started to come off. I think this was right after we went to Texas a few years ago. We were running pretty quick, and so everybody's tracking the air that comes out of this. The radiator goes out that vent, and you would think that it goes over the windshield, but it actually lands right here. And then at speed, it's definitely pushing down on the windshield. And I believe that's what caused the edges to pop up. So I think at some point when I take the windshield off, I will end up putting a piece of steel right here and hook that up to the roll bar, and that should keep everything nice and tight. But anyway, yeah, all good. Change the oil at the beginning of the season, and we'll do it right after we get done with Ford Fest. All right, so in the comments, if you want to ask any questions about the coupe, and I've been driving it quite a bit as of late, mainly because XTF was being built, and I needed, to use this as my daily, so back and forth to work. And then been driving it pretty aggressively, and when I mean aggressively, a lot, I guess, trying to get the miles up and the iterations in on the clutch. I finally did a second gear leave on a abandoned road, and it seems like it's hooking up pretty good. The clutch is definitely broke in now, and it's definitely aggressive. So I'm still having to understand how to drive with a ceramic clutch, but I think I've learned it enough that I should be set for the event. So let's go look at the truck. Stand by, and we'll take the walk through the garage. It's a lot different than when we're building. It's just like a normal home garage at this point. Daughter's new car. She got in a car wreck. Somebody hit her in the back. There's the old one. Waiting on the insurance to cover up on that. All right, so here's the truck. The DBR tune is holding up awesome. I did end up did end up swapping the motor. And it was nothing to do with the engine build or anything. I over revved the the engine, and I tuliped some of the valves, and that ended up causing what we believe caused the pistons to rock in the bores due to inconsistent combustion, and that ended up putting some aluminum up into the oil control rings, and then those got locked up, and I started to use a bunch of oil. So we've got a freshened up 2019 Gen 3 motor with all billet gears and stuff in it, and I'm you know, I've got the other one on the way back. Shout out to JPC. They are awesome to deal with. Not sponsored by them, but man, Justin is all about making it right and helping the customers out. So that's all I can ask for. So we're just waiting on a couple valves for the heads, and should be on its way back. Not sure if I'm going to put it back in the truck or not. I've got the truck cranked up to 12 psi, so let me go back around. But it's hanging in there tough. That stock motor is pretty good. I'm probably right around 750 horsepower to the ground now. I was making right at 7 on 10, and I'm at 12 now. Maybe probably a little higher than that. It's definitely getting after it. So for the trip, I've got my tool bag right here. It's got all sorts of odds and ends. Let me go back around the other way. It's too much sun. So there's my Hans device now, the helmet. I got 2 axles, left and right for the coupe, my seat, torque wrench, some extra oil. I got to put about a half quart more into the coupe for the autocross, and some towels and everything. And then, yeah, so basically truck hanging out. It's doing very well. A couple things I did add. I ended up adding this plate, which gets me to the fuel sender. So those of you who are building XTF, my truck had the larger, what is it, 36 gallon tank, and I thought the fuel sender was the same. So I put the 36 gallon tank or sender in there, and it's a 26 gallon tank. Figured it would work. Recalibrated everything on with was it Forescan, and yeah, they didn't work. So I didn't want to have to drop the tank, so I ended up cutting a hole in the bed, and that worked out. That worked out really well, and it kind of looks like it was meant to be there. And now I've got easy access to get back into the get to the tank and the sender. Other than that, the truck is holding on really well. We got about 14,000 miles on it in a year. So if you recall, we did the truck right before SEMA, and SEMA is in November this year, first week in November. So, but it looks good. There are no issues with it at all. Let me back up a little bit. Everything seems to be pretty happy, and enjoying the hell out of it, honestly. Trying to think if I added any other stuff. I've just been really driving it. It is the definite grocery getter. Yeah, everything else in here is pretty much the same way we had it before. I don't think I've added anything. Again, I have turned up the boost a little bit with the boost controller. I did have one small issue with my alignment that I did myself. I kind of ate up this tire. I had about a half, I guess three quarters of camber in, almost a degree, almost one, thinking that would work. And with these big tires, that's way too much. So I kind of ate up the inboard side of that tire. So we'll probably have to put 2 new ones on there. The rears are holding up really well, even with the with the horsepower. It does roll these tires, 37s, pretty easily on the street. I really would like to take it to the drag strip. Down on the bottom, still looking good. You know, I do get down here every now and again and clean everything. Most recently, I went ahead and welded the sway bar mounts to the axle. I was hearing a little clunk or something, and wasn't quite sure what that was, and I decided to go ahead and weld that bracket, and actually that ended up, I think it fixed it. I haven't heard the clunk in a bit, but again, I won't know, you know, probably for another 1,000 miles or so. But I went nut and bolted everything. Same thing with the coupe, and everything else looks, you know, perfect as far as I'm concerned. I'm gonna get back up, and you can see there's the tow hitch. That's about it. I'm gonna keep it kind of short. I'll get you I guess a blow by blow. We're gonna leave on Thursday, probably around 9. The event is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll do all the registration and stuff on Thursday and make a kind of longer video on that, and probably maybe do some YouTube live or Facebook live. Anyway, yeah, so 7 years on the coupe, and just over a year, getting right there at the year, maybe a year and a couple weeks on the truck. Couldn't be happier with either. I love the coupe, but struggling on whether I wanted to sell it or not, but it is the best car that those guys make. So yeah, it's gonna be hard pressed to get that one out of my hands. Other than that, yeah, peace out, and we'll see you this week. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you get any comments or anything, or if you want me to do any specific area on the coupe after 7 years, definitely walk around the coupe a little bit more. We can even put it on the lift if we want. But that thing is, you know, thankfully, knock on wood, hopefully I just didn't jinx myself, has been pretty reliable. I think most of the problems I've had have been, I would call them Eric factor, kind of induced through learning some things I didn't know, and I know now. And each car is, you know, kind of gets the benefit of those lessons moving forward. So we're looking to start another build in about a month, and I'm going to keep the wraps on that for a minute. And it's going to be an interesting one. I think everybody's going to enjoy it, and we'll keep at it. Shout out to Steve. He just got out of knee replacement surgery, so he hasn't been driving his coupe too much, but he definitely drove it a bunch before he went into surgery. So hopefully he'll be back up and around driving the coupe in a month, and maybe we can give a shout out to him. So anyway, take care, and we'll see you during the week. See ya.